But it is time to get to the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker hotline and welcome in the general manager of Catena Mercedes-Benz of Edison to take a look at this week's pro football picks at WCTCAM.com. Great to welcome back Doug Wells to WCTC. Hey, Doug, Burt Barron, how are you?
How are you? Sorry I lost you there. I apologize.
It's all good. Thanks for buzzing back, and we got you on just in time. But thanks so much. And Heather from East Rutherford schooled us both last week, man. She was the winner last week, and she gets some Rutgers tickets. But she kind of gave both of us kind of a beat down there. We'll get to our picks in just a second. But the ride you're in today, and, man, I see this Mercedes-Benz decal and this badge. I see this all over Central Jersey, and everyone just kind of catches my eye, and I kind of stare at it and check out the car that it is. But what are you driving in nowadays?
I am. Right now. I'm driving the brand new 2019 S560, and this is what I consider the ultimate luxury sedan.
Nice. I like the sound of that.
I have my massaging seats on while I'm driving in traffic.
Nice. I'm very jealous. This chair barely stands, let alone give me a massage. But enjoy that, man. That's awesome. And I just love all the cars you have over there. All right, the picks for this week, it starts tonight. Houston, who they were the only team that the New York Giants have been able to beat this year. Since that loss to the Giants, Doug, they've rattled off 4 straight wins in a row. I like their chances. They're hosting Miami tonight, and I will take the Houston Texans at home against the Dolphins. Who do you like there?
I happen to agree with you, but my gut is I'm going to go with Houston, and the Dolphins are going to come out of nowhere again. They've done that to me a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. So we'll both take Houston for that one. Kansas City, following their loss to the Patriots a couple weeks ago, they kind of got healthy again last week against the Bengals. They're home for Denver, and I thought Denver was going to be a little tougher of a team this year, but they're having all sorts of troubles, especially offensively. I think Kansas City wins this game running away. It's in Arrowhead. You got the people in the red shirts. They're going to be going crazy. I think Kansas City wins this one by a huge, huge margin over the Broncos.
It's going to be tighter than you think. I mean, Denver's defense, you saw what they did last week, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you had Denver's defense in fantasy, you cleaned up because they just had tremendous games of defense.
Yeah.
So if their defense comes to play, it could be a different bit of an animal. I mean, I think Kansas City's got too much firepower, but it all depends who shows up with the Denver team.
You're right. This Mahomes kid, he hasn't had a rookie or a second-year game yet. Maybe one of these days he's going to have a game where, a kid, you're not supposed to be this good, and this is your reminder that this is more of a reality check for you. Maybe it'll be this week. We'll see. But I still like Kansas City at home. The Giants, the fire sale has begun, Doug. They're trading players. They're making moves. I don't know what the heck happened against the Falcons on Monday. That was probably the worst I've seen the Giants. They're 1-6. They're hosting the Redskins, the first-place Redskins, who are 4-2. Normally, I would like the Giants just being at home, but I don't know. This reminds me of the Joe Pisarcik Giants. That's really how bad they've been nowadays. I like the Redskins on Sunday against the Giants.
I agree with you. I mean, I took the Giants last week because I figured after the owner talked about the team, they would have stepped up. And the Giants seemed like they would step up for 5 minutes, and then they would take 10 minutes off. Step up for 5 minutes. I mean, and the coach, they just made some really stupid calls, time management calls.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're led by your coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who made those decisions. He's directing the team. You saw Odell Beckham wanted to try and put the team on his shoulders and was playing as hard as he could. Unfortunately it's sad because they seem lost.
Yeah, you're right. Eventually, a team kind of takes on the personality of their coach, and I think for the Giants, this is not a good thing.
I agree.
Bring back Tom Coughlin. That's who the Giants want to be more like. But I like the Redskins in that game coming up on Sunday. The Bears are going to host the Jets. I think Sam had his worst game as a pro. He's a rookie. He had an awful game against the Vikings last week. The Bears are starting to kind of come into their own. They're playing tough. They're just a couple of plays away, Doug, from being 5-1. I guess if you look at the Bears' record, I like them running away from the Jets. They played the Patriots last week. They almost pulled it out at the last second against New England. I like the Bears against the Jets. You going with the Jets or the Bears in that one?
I'm going with the Bears only because I think the Bears' defense is going to be too much for the Jets' offense.
Yep.
And of course, I think the defense is probably going to score some points.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they got a good defense there in Chicago, that's for sure. The worst game this coming Sunday looks like it'll be San Francisco visiting Arizona. Arizona's only win this year was against the 49ers in California. They're meeting for the second time in Arizona. Both teams are 1-6. Both teams are awful. Both teams don't know which end is up. I'm going to take Arizona simply because they're playing at home, and that's really the only reason. This could be the sleeper, and I mean sleeper as in put me to sleep game of the week. What do you think?
I happen to agree, and I think it's definitely a sleeper game. And it's a game that you definitely want to stay away from. But I agree. Home field advantage for this scenario.
Yeah.
When I did take the home field advantage last time they played, and that cost me.
Yeah, me too. I guess this game will be who makes the fewer mistakes and who turns the ball over fewer times might be the winner. This could be like a 9-6 kind of snooze game, so we'll have to see what happens. But happening at the same time might be the best game of the weekend. I like this one. Green Bay, who can beat anybody, anytime, anywhere, in Los Angeles against the undefeated Rams. Now, the Rams have had a couple challenges this year. No problem last week, that big win that they had, just embarrassing the 49ers. Boy, anytime you have Aaron Rodgers behind a center, Doug, he is dangerous and they can beat anybody. Does Green Bay go to L.A. and give the Rams their first loss this year?
They have the ability to do it. Rams have a lot of firepower. This is a game that I would sort of stay away from. Right now, my head is to pick the Rams.
But it's so good to see two good teams going at it. I just love watching two good teams play, don't you?
Oh, I think that's great. Sort of the other game I think is going to be just as good to watch. Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Ravens and the Panthers.
Yeah, that too. Baltimore so close, just a missed extra point cost them a win last week. And Carolina with that last late win in Philly. These are two good teams that are on a collision course, but you know my rule. I got to go with the Panthers. I got to take the Cat teams. That's kind of the unwritten rule. The Monday night game, New England at Buffalo. They were talking yesterday on the Rich Eisen show. Is there any quarterback in the AFC East that has more than one win against Tom Brady? And I think the only guy they could find was either Mark Sanchez or Chad Pennington. Buffalo has had 17 different starting quarterbacks while New England has had Tom Brady. If that's not a tale of two franchises, Doug, I don't know what is.
Yeah, it's to me, this is kind of if you were going to have a pick'em game,
yeah,
this would be it. It's a shame. New England's probably going to go in there and just blow them out.
And you hate when the Monday night game is a blowout. You'll want the Monday night game to at least be competitive, right?
You do. Everybody thought Buffalo was going to be a much better team this year.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they got a win or two. I think they got a couple of wins. But, anytime you're up against Tom Brady, forget it. That's a tough one.
Well, we also thought the Giants were going to be a much better team.
I know. Look what happened there, right? Yeah, exactly. Our season standings so far, Doug, of the VIPs, Tommy G is still kind of beating both of us pretty good. He's got a 9-win lead over me. And then you, in recent weeks, very impressive. You've narrowed that gap. I have a mere 3-win lead over you now. So we're kind of making the turn. This is week 8, so this is almost the halfway point of the season. I've only got a 3-win lead over you. So that dinner that one of us is going to spring for, this is a coin toss. This is a statistical tie, in my opinion. You're going to have a big second half. You adjust the game plan, and you come out in that second half ready to go, just like a good football team. So I'm a little bit nervous about how you're going to do in the second half.
I'm trying because, I want to be able to order the steak.
Right. The steak as opposed to the steak-um. You want to order the steak. Right, okay.
Correct.
But we'll see. And, of course, this beautiful remote control car, courtesy of Doug, that our overall winner is going to get as well. And, of course, don't forget about the dinner on the loser between Doug Wells and myself, which is fun, too. But get your picks in, play for free, jump in anytime at WCTCAM.com and have some fun with the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge. Doug Wells, always good to talk to you, my man, and good luck with the picks this weekend, and we'll recap on Tuesday morning here on WCTC, my friend, all right?
I look forward to it.